I'm Lamia.
And I'm Rahul.
I'm Eric.
I'm Nicole.
And today we're going to be reviewing Lucy, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Equalizer. First off, we're starting with Equalizer. So, let us know what you thought, Nicole.
Equalizer was an action-packed movie. The star Denzel Washington. He played like a former cop, and he's just living a low-key life now, trying to stay low until he meets a prostitute played by Chloe Grace Moretz, and he feels bad for her because she can't get out of that type of system. And so he just goes on a full killing spree with like this Russian mob, and it's a really good, it's a good movie. If you like killing and action and Denzel Washington, it's a pretty dope movie.
Would you recommend it to other people to see?
I would definitely recommend it for other people to see for the action part of it.
Now, is it like, a lot of people have been saying this is like the Taken of Denzel Washington?
It is, yeah, it is a good comparison to Taken.
Like you're two good high caliber stars
because like
in this action film.
he's not like that angry, but the fact that he starts killing from the beginning and you don't know anything about his past, he's like
Or he's a shady, great character.
yeah, he's like a shady
Well,
character, but he's a good guy.
Is he have interaction with the prostitute? Like, is there good emotional connection?
There's a good emotional thing, like from the beginning, because you wouldn't expect him to like feel like so bad for somebody. He barely knows her. Like she's just somebody that he met in a diner.
Okay.
But he learns that she's a prostitute and like feels bad for her and wants to help her.
Now, fun fact that people did not know, Taken was PG-13, and yet it's so brutal. Is Equalizer also PG-13, or is it hard R?
Equalizer, I think, is rated R. In comparison to Taken, it's a lot more killing.
Oh,
like
man.
they show like the beginning first killings, they actually show like
That's
more.
good.
Yeah.
Speaking
that's
of
very
Taken,
good.
did you guys know that there's going to be a Taken 3?
Really?
Yeah, it's called Take 3 in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Take 3 in.
Yeah, the 3 is. So, speaking of good movies, what did you guys think of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I liked it. Eric, go.
I really enjoyed it. You have Chris Pratt as the guy playing Peter Quill, Star-Lord, which is the lead. You have Zoe Saldana as Gamora, the daughter of Thanos. You have Vin Diesel voicing Groot, the tree creature.
Bradley Cooper voiced Rocket Raccoon. Yes! And he was a gun-token Rocket Raccoon with machine guns, and it was awesome. It was so good. This movie is great. It was like inventive. It was a really good Marvel movie. I mean, these guys, they keep on showing out great movies every time. And like, you know, people said they've been starting to get a little bit stale, right?
Yeah.
I think, what is it? Iron Man 3 trying to switch things up.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 tried taking a new direction, but it
Didn't work out too
yeah.
well. Yeah, they tried doing the humor. And
Yeah.
Thor had Kat Dennings to give the humor, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird too, but Guardians of the Galaxy, they tried doing action and humor, and with this team and the dynamics of the actors and the interactions, it was just very well placed, and it was just very popular, and you could definitely see why if you want to go see it. It's definitely something to just go see, even if you're not a comic book fan.
So, I personally really like Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of their acting?
I thought
it's
Chris
good.
Pratt was, I thought Chris Pratt
Did
was
they
really
fit
good.
their characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they all fit their characters. And a scene stealer would be Batista, Drax, because he didn't play this regular strong guy.
Right.
And same as Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper,
Right.
you know? Yeah, they all, I think they all fit their
I
parts.
think they all just did very well in their
So, would you recommend this movie to others? Obviously, yes.
Most definitely, yeah. I definitely give, in my personal rating, would definitely be like a 3.75 out of 4. I thought it was very, very good besides some minor things that are easily overlooked.
I'm gonna give you like, for the sound, also like the soundtrack of this movie is absolutely incredible. Like the soundtrack, you know, we don't review that stuff, but like it works so well with the movie. It's like a character almost, you know. So it works off with that. So for that, I would give this movie a 4 out of 4.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because I think when you watch this movie now, it really gives a lot of tributes to like the old sci-fi and like the new sci-fi. It really mixes in things well. And I feel it's like perfect enough because you get a good sense of these characters. You know, I think the villain is very intimidating, but ultimately they do banter really, really well. You know, they also use excellent use of tactical locations, excellent use of special effects, and I think that's like generally good performances. I mean, you know, you feel emotions for a raccoon. Which other movie does that? And you know, granted, when I say perfect, there are going to be some flaws, but those flaws are indiscernible because the entire experience is perfect in my opinion. But speaking of perfect experiences, have you seen Scarlett Johansson kicking butt?
So I watched Lucy, and as he mentioned, Scarlett Johansson was the main character. Another important person that was in the movie was Morgan Freeman. So Lucy's basically about a person that gets caught in this drug deal, and something goes wrong, and she's kind of like having to evolve way past what the human can possibly evolve past. So you use 30% of your brain, she's using the 100%, and if you use that percentage of your brain, then you're going to die. I mean, it's known in the trailer that she isn't going to make it till the end of the movie, but it was really good. It was action-packed. I think a lot of people said it was really bad, and it made me kind of hesitant as to whether or not I wanted to watch it, but I went and saw it anyway, and I personally really liked it. The only flaw it did have was that when you were watching it, you'd be confused as to what was going on, and you would like not understand what was happening, and then like 15 minutes after a scene would end, it would click in your head and you'd be like, oh, now I get it.
Oh, okay.
When like, kind of like it was like slow paced in your head, but like it was moving too fast, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it could have been a little bit longer than like an hour and 40 minutes. But I really liked it. I thought Scarlett Johansson kicked ass. There's also an Egyptian actor in it, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I wouldn't give it a 4.0. I would suggest it to other people because everyone has mixed views. Like, people said it was bad, but I still wanted to see it, and I think it was good. And I could tell someone I thought it was good, and someone would be like, nope, it was still bad. So I would recommend seeing Lucy.
Right. It's like one of those movies that, you know, it's like you can understand where they're coming from, but you personally loved it. Like,
Yeah,
really liked it.
I can understand why they didn't like it.
Did you think the trope that people can't use 10% of your brain was a little bit dull or overused, or did you find that it flowed okay within the movie?
It flowed okay because as the movie starts out, it's Morgan Freeman giving a lecture, and he's a Scientologist, and he talks about how like the human evolution is.
Morgan Freeman is a Scientologist? Guys, watch this movie.
I think that's the term. But yeah, he basically like, he's like kind of narrating it too. Like, you know how like you'd always watch those documentaries with Morgan Freeman being the narrator?
Yeah.
He's narrating this movie at the same time as well. So it's like, they tell you when she reaches 40% of her brain, they tell you when she reaches 50%, and like Morgan Freeman goes like, this is what happens when you reach 40% of your brain, and talks about it. It's like as if he's giving his lecture. So it was really cool, and like I love any movie with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
So it's a movie that makes you think.
Yeah, it really made me
Also,
think because
really
at some point I was like, I kind of see where this is coming from, and imagine if we actually used that much percent of our brain, like would this really happen to us? Like, it's kind of like it gives you a lot to think about, and how much like the world has evolved too, because like it touches into that. But I would probably give it a 3.6 out of 4.
Ooh, high
Now, did
recommendation.
you think his narration was better than that in March of the Penguins?
I didn't see much of the Penguin, but
Go see that too. It's like 4 out of 4.
good. All right. But thank you guys for tuning in to Lights, Camera, Action. Stay tuned in for our next episode, and that's a wrap.